Oh, Lord have mercy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BucosLocker. Coming to you again. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the new videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Yep. That's what we're doing. We are doing this right now. Gotta get a quick video in before I start school in an hour. So we're gonna talk. We got some questions to answer. Man, hold up. Man, hold up. Oh boy, boy, boy. What are we doing? What are we doing? I just want to know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Come on in. Let's have a conversation. Rip, Perry. I see you, man. RZ. I don't even know how to pronounce that. J May. King Cook. Jonathan Brutus. A-Rod. Payday. Payday. He want payday. He want payday. Rashad West, what's up, buddy? My dear. My dear. Man, hold up. Mm-hmm. So, interesting. So, where we at right now, Bucs fans? What is the state of the Bucs right now? Does anybody know? Matter of fact, I want somebody to do me a favor. Whoever's in the Facebook groups in the chat room right now, I want you to take this link and share the video to all of the Facebook groups. Share this video to the Facebook groups because look like they need some talking to. I think there's a difference between Facebook Buck conversation and conversation on Twitter, conversation on StreamYard, YouTube. I think there's different groups, in my opinion. And I'm going to get to the Bucs versus Panthers preview. And the state of the Bucs is what I kind of want to get to. But what is the state of the Bucs? Does anybody know? Right now, we're currently 4-7, 1-6 in the last 7 games. That is not good. And you, at this point now, this is what happens when you have a losing team. And what's happening right now with the Bucs is basically what happened to the Bucs pre-Brady. The conversation that we're having is pretty much reverting back to before Tom Brady got here. The arguing is the arguing and the bickering has gotten ridiculous. It's to the point now you can't even have a legit conversation with Bucs fans now. There's a very small group that you can openly discuss the Bucs across the board. I ventured out into the Facebook world today about the Bucs. Made a couple posts. What up, Eli? I made a couple posts. And in the BucosLocker group. And I got some pushback. I shared my post in other Bucs groups on Facebook. And everything I'm hearing right now, and I'm going to bring it to this platform right here. Everything I'm hearing right now, I've already heard before about the Bucs. It's just a different quarterback. But it's interesting. Every quarterback that we've had outside of Baker Mayfield has not gotten a pass. But for whatever reason, it seems to me there is a hard charging group of Buc fans that are trying to ignore, exclude, not include, however you want to put it, however you want to turn the wheel, however you want to play the semantics with the words. Oh, and the words they use when it comes to the team as a whole. One thing about me, I never put a player over the team. Even when we have Brady, Gronkowski, AB, Fournette, Julio, Sue, JPP. I've never picked a player over the team. When the team has a problem, it's okay to individually break down the problems on the team. I don't care if they're big problems, small problems, medium size, however you want to put it. It's a problem. That is the key word. That is the common denominator with the Bucs. The word problem. There's problems in every area on this team. Yes, that includes the quarterback. Let me make that clear. It includes the quarterback. No player is exempt from constructive criticism. I don't care how you feel about the player, whether you like him, whether you dislike him. Nobody's safe on BucosLocker. I will talk about any player on the team if they're not performing well in areas of the game or for the season. I'm going to talk about it. From the GM, owners to the GM, all the way down to the 53rd man on the team. But let me grind a little bit on this point. When you talk about Baker Mayfield in the Facebook Bucs group, people get offended. Like, seriously. Then they use the words or they use the phrase, he's the least of the problem. But you notice they always include the word problem. Some don't even include it. They will point the finger at everybody else. And let me make this clear. Just because Baker is your guy, he's not safe. He's played well in spots. Has he been consistent? No. But if you add the numbers up and you look at the numbers, you'll be like, oh, well, he's middle of the pack. Right? And that's fine. And that's not taking nothing away from Baker. He's played well in spots. Or let me just say this, he's played well in percentages of the game, in the percentages as a whole season. But when you look at the totality of the situation, the team is not good. That means that's including Baker Mayfield. The record represents the team. The team consists of players. That means includes Baker Mayfield. Includes Yaya Diaby. It includes everybody. You can't take a player away from a bad team. He's on the team. That means he's a part of the bad situation. The Bucs have done some great things. Top 5 in red zone defense, right? Baker Mayfield has in some categories that you'd be like, okay, he's in that category. That's great, right? But also, in that same breath, Bucs defense is terrible on third down. It's the second worst in the NFL. Meanwhile, Baker Mayfield deep ball completion percentage is, I think, bottom 3. See what I'm saying? So just as easy as you can speak well about the Bucs as a team, just as well you can speak good about individuals on the Bucs team, you also got to bring up the problems too. clean pocket passing percentage. Baker Mayfield is terrible. When he has a clean pocket, his number's still not good. This is what I always say when you look at numbers, which is fine. Numbers don't lie. But in today's world, you have to dig a little deeper. Surface level, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Was QBR, 15 or something like that? Passer rating is decent. But when you start breaking down some of the intricate details of the game as a quarterback, it's either middle of the package or bad. Clean pocket percentage. Go look it up. Go look at his completions percentage with a clean pocket. His accuracy rate. His deep ball accuracy rate. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it out to y'all. I'm going to help y'all out. So this is what I'm saying. It doesn't tell the whole story. But when you add the numbers up, that's great. Okay, cool. But what about, they're quick to say, well, Baker Mayfield has, kept the Bucs competitive to a degree. But what about the games when the defense did their job and the offense didn't do their job? So who fault that was? What about when the defense did what they had to do against the Eagles? What happened? Or the Lions? What happened? The Bills? What happened? The 49ers, that was the lost cause. We weren't going to beat them. The Falcons. We understand the Texans game. That was not, the offense did what they had to do. That was, the defense was terrible. But to be honest with you, that's really the only game. The Texans game and the 49ers game are really the only two games that you can really say the defense just wasn't good. Those are the only, and then the defense still played well in the back end of the 49ers game. But the Texans is the one game that stands out and say the defense was terrible. But there's more games that the defense played well than bad. But I'm going to help y'all out. I'm going to help y'all out. I'm going to help y'all out. So I'm going to give y'all the breakdown. And then even with these numbers, people will still justify and exclude the quarterback. He's not the problem. He's a part of the problem. Accuracy rating, 5.8. These are advanced metrics and stats. 32nd in the NFL. True completion percentage, 19th in the NFL, 70%. Deep ball completion percentage, 25%. 30th in the NFL. Pressure completion percentage, 14th. Not bad. Middle of the pack. Play action completion percentage, 27th at 50%. Terrible run game can do that to you. And that Baker needs a strong run game. For him to look good, he needs a strong run game. The reason why he looks the way he looks now, even though he can look better, O-line running game is not good. Go back to the Cleveland days. Top 5 O-line, top 5 run game. He looks a lot better. Red zone completion percentage, 24th in the NFL, 47%. Clean pocket completion percentage, 25th in the NFL, 66%. That's a surprise. 25th in the NFL clean pocket completion percentage. What? Clean pocket? And you're 25th in the NFL? Efficiency stats. These are efficiency. Like I said, Baker has not been terrible. Let's not act like he's been this savior of he's just been playing so great. True passer rating, 20th in the NFL, 86%. QBR, 15th, right in the middle of the pack. And the quarterback play across the NFL has been bad. Do y'all know half of the league is at the quarterback situation is not good? Did y'all realize that? Did y'all realize at least 16 teams don't have a good quarterback? Average at best. Think about that. Average at best. Half of the quarterbacks in the NFL are average at best. So for Baker Mayfield to be ranked 15th in QBR, it's pretty cool. But that shows you the state of the quarterback position in the NFL. It's not good. 17 drop passes, third in the NFL. Third in the NFL in drop passes. 17 drop passes. That's bad. That means the receivers are not doing their job. We might need to upgrade that position too. Yak per target, 3.37 yards per target. Separation, 2.2 yards or 2.02 yards, 33rd in the NFL. The Bucs receivers don't separate well. Advanced accuracy. Red zone accuracy rating, 6. 26th in the NFL. Deep ball accuracy rating, 22nd in the NFL. Clean pocket accuracy rating, 29th in the NFL. Deep ball catchable pass rate, 26th in the NFL. Under pressure, catchable pass rate, 19th in the NFL. Catchable pass rate, 21st in the NFL. So, in other words, what I'm reading out to you guys is the totality of Baker Mayfield on top of his overall numbers, his regular numbers, the surface level numbers, the 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2,300 something yards, the basic numbers, right? But when you start understanding the numbers at a deeper level, you look at the situation, and then that's not counting that the Bucs are not averaging over 19 points a game. Offensively, I think they're like 22nd. Passing wise, they're in the middle of the pack. Run game, they're 32nd. Do the math. So Dave Canales, as I transition over to the overall view, Dave Canales as a whole has not been impressive. And in general, as a whole. And I know this is his first year, but people act like this was going to be a huge upgrade over Byron Leftwich. Actually, it's not. It's not a huge upgrade as y'all thought it was going to be. Y'all know that? Somebody lied to y'all. That's why I did not jump around with my beating my chest about the Bucs going into this season. There was no way. There was no way. I'm sitting here looking like, why everybody beating their chest about Byron Leftwich being fired and Dave Canales coming in? I mean, it's cool and all, but ain't no difference. The same situation. Terrible run game and an okay passing game. It's just that with Byron Leftwich, with Tom Brady, put up more yards. But the points were the same. So what was the heaping and hooping and hollering about when it comes to Dave Canales? The Bucs averaged 19 points a game. So the Bucs last year averaged 18 points? So basically a point per game better. Y'all made it seem like this was going to be a major upgrade. It's the same thing, just not a bunch of screen passes. It's a lot of misdirection and some bootlegging, some waggles early in the season, but it's the same results. You want to know why? No running game. The same thing that Byron Leftwich had to deal with. And he dealt with that with a 45-year-old quarterback. The Bucs last year in the red zone was bad too. Guess what? This year they're bad in the red zone too. 19 points a game. 23rd in the NFL. Y'all made it seem like Byron Leftwich was terrible. Because remember, if Byron Leftwich was terrible at 18 points a game, what is Dave Canales at 19 points a game? Don't worry, I'll wait. So remember in the beginning of the season, the first quarter of the season, even up to the second quarter, early part of the second quarter of the season. This is the state of the Bucs, folks. I'm giving y'all the state of the Bucs. Where are they sitting at as a whole at 4-7? They're not good. I don't care what you say about Todd Bowles. I don't care what you say about Baker Mayfield. I don't care what you say about Jason Light, Mike Evans. I don't care about none of that. The Bucs as a whole are not good. You can blame the defense. You can blame the coach. You can blame whoever you want to blame. I don't care. They're not good. You are what your record say you are. Because you can have some good things going on a terrible team. That's just like the Russell Gage syndrome. Everybody, Russell Gage got signed. Everybody, oh yeah, Russell Gage. I'm like, he was the best receiver on a bad team. That ain't saying much. So to sit here and nitpick, we can all do that, and that's for conversation purposes. But as in general, as football talk, as a football fan first, the Bucs are not good. I don't care how much you do not like Baker Mayfield, how much you like him. You want trash to play. I don't care about none of that. The Bucs are bad. They're 4-7. They're picking at, I think they're at 7 or 8 in the mock draft right now. So we one loss away. Actually, we tied right now for I think the 5th pick. Well, if you do about record, right? If the Bucs lose this game and go to 4-8, that's pretty much a top 5, top 6 pick. Then what you gonna do? So they tie, okay, 7th pick in the draft right now. You are what the record are. You are what your record says. Despite some of the good things that's happened to the Bucs, despite some of the good things that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs and Baker Mayfield and Rachaad White, despite the great catch by Payne Durham, Trey Palmer doing his thing here and there, despite Levante doing what he need to do, and Kalijah Clancy and Yaya Diaby, despite those guys, Christian Izzian, despite those guys, Servassier Dennis, despite those guys showing up in some areas and doing their thing, and D. Delaney and all that, the Bucs are 4-7. You are the team is the reflection of the record below average. And I told y'all this. I warned y'all before the season started. Some of you didn't want to listen. I can go back and pull the video up and we can watch it together. But what also happens with players around the league, especially players that's looking for contracts, they always play like this. They have these crazy seasons, or they have this hyper consistent season to get paid. There's a guy in Baltimore, number 92, a defensive tackle, defensive end, what you want to call him. He got 10 sacks. 10 sacks. Guess what? It's his contract year. Josh Jacobs last year, contract year, had a bunch of yards. They all do this, folks. How many times have you seen a player play above what he really is to get money? So I tie that into the Bucs with the Baker Mayfield situation, the Mike Evans. He got 9 touchdowns? He got over half of the touchdowns, I think. Baker got 17 touchdowns. I think Mike Evans got 8, 9 of the touchdowns already. I can't think, I'm not looking at the stats right now, but Mike Evans trying to get paid. He ain't getting no more big contracts after this. He'll be lucky to get a big contract now at going on 30. He trying to get paid one last time, which explains why a lot of the throws go to him now. He getting a lot of touchdowns. Chris Godwin had to take a back seat. Baker trying to get that man paid, and Baker want to get paid too. So the dinking and donking fits him very well. Because if you put up decent numbers, that's fool's gold. You get paid. Now, let's be clear. Baker would not get a big contract, in my opinion. Let me put that in there. I don't see no 3-year, $90 million, 75 guarantee. I don't see that. The Bucs will be a fool to do that. Like I told y'all, I gave y'all my opinion on what the Bucs should do. But hey, it is what it is. But as the Bucs as a whole, the state of the Bucs right now, folks, we in trouble. This Panthers game, as I transition to the Bucs Panthers game, this is at home. This will not be an easy game, folks. I know the Panthers are not good and all that, but usually when the team get rid of their coach, they tend to have a little pep in their step. So going into this game, the state of the Bucs right now, it's awful. I don't care how you spin it. Spin it how you want to spin it. You can play semantics all you want to. It's not good, folks. And I'm actually worried. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm actually worried for the Bucs. That we've already had a couple games this season where we asking ourselves, how the Bucs lose this game? Falcons, Texans, and Colts. I had the Bucs beating the Texans and the Colts. Now remember, I had the Bucs going 7-10. That's including the Bucs beating the Texans and the Colts. The Bucs are on track to finish worse than 7-10. The Bucs are on track to basically finish 5-11, 6-11. 5-12, 6-11. Here's the thing. As of right now, 7-10 is their ceiling. 7-10 is the Bucs ceiling as of right now. I don't see the Bucs currently constructed and how they playing right now winning 5 out of the last 6 games or all 6 games. I just don't see it. The way this team is playing right now, they'll be lucky to beat the Panthers. And the funny thing about it is the last 7 games, both teams are 1-6, and one team has fired their head coach. And the other keep holding on. This is a dangerous game, folks. You got a fresh voice in the Panthers locker room. The Panthers gonna come out with a pep when they step. And the Panthers has had a lot of injuries, but their defense still playing pretty solid. I mean, the Panthers defense is trying. You know, they trying their best. They're trying to do what they can, you know. They trying. Panthers just not good. They're trying to do what they can. Bryce Young might come out and light us up. But let me give y'all some breakdown. Let me give y'all some key numbers about this team, about the Bucs. The Bucs offensively average 19 points a game. They allow 20 points a game. 19 points a game is 23rd in the NFL. Guess who's the quarterback? Right. But hey, he's not the problem, right? He's not a part of the problem. It's everybody else. Yards per game, 304 yards a game, 22nd in the NFL. That's Dave Canales, folks. Yards per play, 5 yards per play, 23rd in the NFL. Third down conversions, 15th in the NFL, middle of the pack. Fourth down conversion, 2nd in the NFL. So they're good on 4 downs. They're good on 4th down. Red zone scoring percentage, 45%. 27th in the NFL in red zone. That's Derek Carr. Look, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, Sam Howell, Andy Dalton, Zach. Oh, Zach not that good, but Jimmy G. They all the same to me because they all have low ceilings. There's nothing super elite about those guys. There's no, he's really elite doing this, and he's okay doing that, and he's bad doing this. With those quarterbacks I just named, they're good at this, they're good at that, okay in this, and bad at that. There is nothing elite about those group of quarterbacks I just named. Nothing elite at all. Daniel Jones, Josh Dobbs, Danny DeVito, the vets, whatever that New York Giants quarterback, Zach Wilson, none of them. They all built the same. Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, PJ Walker, they all the same. Mac Jones, they all the same. They all the same to me. They all got the same makeup when I look at quarterbacks. There's nothing elite about those guys. Nothing. No elite arm talent, no elite deep balls, deep ball thrower, no elite arm strength. Um, uh, 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 they're short. I'm short myself, but you get what I'm saying. And then with them being short, they don't make up for it with elite talent. I'm just saying. TDs a game. The Bucs are 20th in the NFL with 2 TDs a game. The Bucs rushing percentage has dropped dramatically. Remember at the point at the beginning of the season, first quarter, first 5-6 games, the Bucs were rushing the ball at a 48% clip. Here we are, week 12, or game number 12, and the Bucs rush play percentage is now down to 39%. 39% of the time, the Bucs run the ball. 24th in the NFL, which means more pressure on Baker Mayfield, which means that's a problem. 3.3 yards a rush, 32nd in the NFL. 81 yards a game, 31st in the NFL. The Bucs pass the ball 60%. So basically, the Bucs are 60-40 passing the ball versus running the ball. I'm okay with that. Because the Bucs can't run the ball. Shoot, the Bucs need to go 70-30. 70% pass, 30% run. Shoot. You want to keep 100? Run game is pointless. It's like a waste of a play. From here on out, I will give Rachaad White 50 more catches. What's the point of running him? What's the point of him running behind a weak O-line? Including Tristan Wirfs, an all-pro, first team, second team, third team left tackle. That's what Tristan Wirfs blocking. The O-line is weak. Time of possession, the Bucs 48% of the time. 21st in the NFL, so they can't even keep the ball. Now, as far as the Panthers defense, it ain't looking good for them folks. They allowed, here's the funny thing. The Panthers allowed 26 points a game, 30th in the NFL, and the Bucs average 19 points a game. If Tampa don't score more than 19 points a game, folks, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. The Panthers allow 26 points a game. J.C. Horn is hurt. Jeremy Chin is hurt. Shaq Thompson out for the season. They got a plethora of injuries. And if we can't put up more than 21 points against the Panthers, Houston, we have a problem. I'm just saying. The Panthers' run defense is not good either. They give up 124 yards a game, 4.2 yards a rush. If the Bucs can't run the ball Sunday, we already know it's a problem there. Quarterbacks are completing the ball 6.6 yards per completion percentage. But here's the funny thing about the Carolina's pass defense. They're fifth in the NFL. They only give up 179 yards pass defense. That's fifth in the NFL. So chucking the ball around against the Panthers won't be a great idea. For whatever reason, their secondary, their back seven is holding up. It's just their run defense not good. And I was shocked on that. Panthers offense is terrible. Terrible. They can't run the ball. They can't pass the ball. They're awful. That team needs another reboot. They average 265 yards a game, 30th in the NFL. They're terrible. It's bad, folks. They pass the ball 62% of the time. The problem is the Bucs defense can't stop the pass. I'm worried about that. They average 4.7 yards per pass play, 32nd NFL. You mean to tell me if Bryce Young comes in this game and has his best game of his season against the Bucs? Oh my gosh. You know how many Bucs fans gonna be pissed off? If Bryce Young has his best game against the Bucs this Sunday, do you know how pissed some of you Bucs fans gonna be? I won't be pissed. $173 yards per game passing the ball. That's awful. So the key matchups for me in this game is, can the Bucs get out their own way? Can they find a way to win this game? Can they find a way to not let make Bryce Young look like a prime Russell Wilson, prime Drew Brees, healthy Kyler Murray? Can the Bucs just do what they need to do and get this dub? Todd Bowles versus Chris Tabor, the interim head coach. I don't know what to tell y'all, folks. This game gonna be ugly. Oh my gosh, I can see it now. The struggle bus for real. Two teams, in my opinion. One is going through another reboot because the owner gets in the way, versus the other team that don't even have an identity. I remember what happened last season. Steve Wilkes came in after Matt Rule got fired, and they had beat the Bucs 21-3. I remember the game vividly. PJ Walker, 21-3. Chuba Hubbard, Deontay Foreman ran shop on us. I would not be surprised if the Bucs lose this game. Both teams are coming in bad. Luckily, we're not as bad as the Panthers. Now, with that being said, I want to see more from the young guys. Savasier Dennis, Elijah Clancy, Yaya Diaby, Christian Eisen, Trey Palmer. I want to see more from the young guys. I think they're developing pretty decent for me. I'm satisfied with most of the young guys we got on our team. I like where they're going at, continuous development. Here's a food for thought too, folks. Yaya Diaby is listed as the starter, outside linebacker. 3rd round pick, Yaya Diaby has taken the outside linebacker job, folks. Are you ecstatic about that? I am. I'm quite happy. Joe Tryon, 1st round pick. Unbelievable. Joe Tryon is officially a bust. A 3rd round pick has taken the job. That's right. And you know what? I'm not surprised. Not surprised one bit. Job got taken. When you don't perform up to where you're supposed to perform, somebody gonna come behind you and take your job. Oh, Logan Hall is a pure bust. That is a bust. As of right now. Now he can change, he can make things better, but he's a bust. Logan Hall's a bust. And it sucks too. So the Bucs drafted Joe Tryon Stoinka with the 32nd pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Tyson Campbell, who's a cornerback who the Bucs can use. The Broncos drafted Javonte Williams. We can definitely use Javonte Williams. He's pretty good. Javon Holland could have been paired with Antoine Winfield Jr. These are 2nd round picks. Landon Dickerson definitely could have used him on the Bucs O-line. Christian Barmore at D tackle definitely could have used him. These are all players that's better than Joe Tryon, by the way. Tevin Jenkins coming on with the Bears offense. Richie Grant, safety. We can definitely use a better safety with Winfield Jr. Walker Little, offensive tackle. Jacksonville Jaguars. Asante Samuel Jr. in the 2nd round. Definitely going to use him as a cornerback. Ojulari from the Giants, pass rusher. Jeremiah Wosu, linebacker. Could use him. Pat Freemuth, the Steelers tight end. Definitely could use him. Nick Bolton, better than Devin White. Pete Warner, better than Devin White. Creed Humphrey, center. Definitely could have used him. These are all 2nd round picks, by the way. I named over 15 players in the 2nd round that was drafted after Joe Tryon that's way better than him. Not even close. And I don't even care about the position. It just goes to show you when you miss on a player, it hurts because it sets your team back at that position 2 to 3 years. I stand on that. Every time you miss a 1st round pick, a very rounds 1, 2, 3 are vital picks. And even round 4 started to become important. Very important. You know what I'm saying? But when you miss on a 1st round pick, and that pick's supposed to be a starter, which means you set your franchise back at least 2 years minimum. If he don't pan out, we are in year what? So 2021, 2020, year 3. It took us 2 years to replace Joe Tryon. Because rookie season was last season we was like, okay, where's the jump? And then this season, the third season, we like, there is no jump. When you miss on a first round pick, that's supposed to be a starter. When you draft somebody in the first round, it's supposed to be a starter at some point, right? And then you start them and they playing and they're not performing to a first round pick. Then you start looking back like, then you got to go back and look at who was drafted after that player. Because what's so funny is right before the Bucs drafted Joe Tryon-Stoica, the Baltimore Ravens DN, Owadaway, I can't pronounce the last name, Ofade Owadaway, and Gregory Rousseau were drafted right before Joe Tryon-Stoica. Both of those guys are way better than Joe Tryon-Stoica. Gregory Rousseau and Owahi, the Ravens DN, number 99. Both of those guys were drafted right before Joe Tryon-Stoica, which lets you know that the Bucs were looking at an outside linebacker. And then right after Joe Tryon-Stoica, Javon Holland, Javonte Williams, Tyson Campbell, Landon Dickerson, Christian Barmore, Richie Grant. These are all right after Joe Tryon. Asante Samuel Jr., Nick Bolton, Pete Warner, Creed Humphrey. It sucks, man. Then Kyle Trask. The 2020 draft class was awful. Let's be real. So when you look at this game, you kind of wish the 2020 draft class had a bigger impact. You wish I kind of wish that the 2021 draft class will be playing very well right now in their third year. All of them, like the first three of them, the first three. I wish that it happened like that. But it didn't work out like that. It sucks. Don't get me started. Don't get me started after Kyle Trask. It gets worse, folks. McNeil, D tackle from the Lions. We can use him. Odiki Wogozu, the number 97 on the Cowboys D line. He's a menace. Paulson Albadebo, better than Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis, Mr. Seatbelt guy. It's frustrating. Makes you want to pull your hair out your head. So when you look at this current game and you look at the Bucs at 4-7, you just wonder, man, like if those picks in 2021 and 2022 were high-end players, I don't think we're 4-7. In my honest opinion. And that's just me looking at this totality of the Bucs, because the Bucs are not terrible and they're not really good. They're not average, they're not terrible. But if the 2021 draft class and the 2022 draft class had a bigger impact, in my opinion, I believe the Bucs will be at least 6-5. At least. And you pair those two draft classes with the 2023 draft class, which means it would have been 3 straight draft classes with your first 3 picks playing significant snaps, like at a high level. Like this year's class, right? So if you look at this year's class, you got Kalijah Clancy, you got Cody Mulch, and you got Yaya Diaby playing a significant amount of snaps. Can you imagine if the 2022 draft class was doing that same thing but playing at a higher level, and in the 2021 draft class playing that many snaps at a much higher level? That would have been 3 straight draft classes. Basically, let's just grade it out. If draft class 2021 would have been, as of right now, graded out as A minus or B plus, and then last year's draft class would have graded out as a B minus, C plus, and in this year's draft class, B plus. I'm telling y'all, it would have been good for the Bucs, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Baron Browning, Ernest Jones, Elijah Molden, Robert Haseley went in the 3rd round, by the way. There were better players that were better than Robert Haseley, but we needed a center. I get it. Same draft that Amon-Ra St. Brown went in, 4th round. Just scouting, man. You got to be able to scout, man. You got to be able to pick those diamonds, man. You know, I mean, it's okay. I mean, the Bucs can rebound moving forward, but you can't miss on draft picks, man. You can't do it. Because 2 years ago, fast forward now, it's like, damn, that draft class was just kind of, ugh. This is all I warned y'all about Jason Light. As good as y'all talk about this guy, I can respect that. But what about the draft class that he missed? Or we didn't have that many impact players. And so I explained to y'all, this goes back to 2016 with Jason Light. You can't keep covering it up. The chinks in the armor are clearly showing when you miss on picks and in free agents. You set your franchise back. Yeah, that cannot be overlooked. This is why the state of the Bucs going into this game is the way it is now. Life after Brady is much worse than what y'all expected. And it's not getting any better. Where is the signs that going into this game against the Panthers that is getting better? 3-1, folks. 3-1. That's right. The Bucs were 3-1. You know what type of team the Bucs are? You know what type of team you have to look at when they lose the next 6 out of 7 games? You know what type of team that is? Do you know what type of team that is? Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I got about 18 minutes. Got about 18 minutes left. You can get in if you want to. Oh no, I got 15 minutes. I got another 15 minutes. Shout out to Bucket with your girl, $2 super chat. I got about 15 minutes, folks. If y'all want to jump in real quick and have a conversation, by all means, go feel free. I just wanted to talk about 2 things: the state of the Bucs and the Bucs versus Panthers. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the direction of the team. And there's a couple folks that tried to justify the team state right now with salary cap, and they made an argument for Todd Bowles, not being fired. And I understand, I get it, but the problem with Todd Bowles is he's not a first-year head coach or second. This is his second stint as a head coach, and this is his second year. So okay, well, the first year we've seen Todd Bowles already. We already seen what we working with when it comes to Todd Bowles. So we can't keep giving, excuses like that. That's unfair. This is not his second year as a head coach. Hold on, Bucket with your girl. I'm gonna get my audio right. This is not his second year.
Hey,
Yeah, can you say try to speak right now?
hello.
Let me get right. Let me get right. Hold on a second. Let me get right. Let me get right. Let me get right. Go ahead now.
Hello.
Is it my? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. And I just got off from work. I just got in, so I was trying to see what all we talking about.
No, the state of the Bucks and Panthers is a must-win game.
Yes, that
That's
is
what we
true.
have.
Are we are we in third place in the division?
Mm-hmm.
Third. Okay. And who the Saints are at first? Or is it
Mm-hmm.
the
No,
Falcons?
no, Falcons. The Falcons are 3-0 in the division, so they definitely got a huge leg up.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta. There's a lot we gotta do this to win this game. Um, I seen. I wanted to bring up something. And it's just a question because I seen it on Buck's Twitter today. Do you think this is Chris Godwin's disappointment season as far as production, or do you think it's just the OC and quarterback play that's affecting his production?
So okay, and I kind of touched on this earlier. With the Mike Evans situation. Um, we all know this is his, contract season, right? He looking for a new deal. So the ball tends to go to players in that situation, especially players that's high end, like Mike Evans. They tend to get a lot of attention when it comes to production at their contract year. And the numbers show that for the Bucks. Like Baker is feeding Mike Evans, which is great, right? I get it. But it had to come to a detriment of Chris Godwin. That's unfortunate. Chris Godwin had to take a back seat because Mike Evans trying to get paid. He gotta show that he's still productive. And he is. And we already know what Mike Evans wants. He wants a big deal. His last deal. So Godwin only got one touchdown. And he basically, in this particular offense, has not been a factor, to be honest with you. Overall. I mean, he had his moments, but I mean, come on. Sometimes he don't have a catch in the first half.
That's understandable. I think for, and it sucks to say this because I really don't have a lot of faith in Todd, but for him to do this, because Todd really needs to just grow some balls, and at this point, just be aggressive. Like if your team, let's just say the Bucks, they only down seven by half, right? And you have some time on, and your defense makes a stop, and you may have like 59 or 45 seconds left on the clock. Use your timeouts and just try at least to either get the touchdown or a field goal. I'm not understanding his philosophy of I'm not going to utilize my timeouts during the first half. Let's reset and see if we can figure this out and come out better in the second half. I don't understand that philosophy, but I think for us to win against the Panthers, we'll go out their corners. Obviously, we're a pass first team. I don't think any of their corners are elite to stop Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So Dave Canales is gonna have to come up with something. Even like last year on go routes, if that's all you're gonna have Mike do in the first half is to do go routes, do that. As far as defense, Lord, I feel like defense sometimes can be like a one half. And I know the team can be too, but I feel like the defense in the first half of games can start off strong and then they just kind of like fall off in the second half. So I think Ryan Neal, he need to just get out of there. Wait, is Carlton and Dean still hurt or are they playing?
Well, the status on Dean is he's on the injury report, but Carl Davis should be playing. I mean, I think he's good. He's good to go.
Right, but
They're gonna have to
this is
start pressing. They're gonna have to start pressing. I'm so sick. If it's 2nd and 8, I don't need to see them behind the first down mark. I need to see them up in front of their face pressing.
But Dean and Davis are press corners, so why are we always seeing them in zone coverage or backed off in coverage? You know, when they
Because
always
Todd Bowles said that the rest of the passing defense are not man, so that's why they play a lot of zone. Which to me makes no sense because you drafted these people.
I wouldn't even believe
And your
that.
scouting department knew that. So I don't understand that logic, but that's the reason he gave why they don't play a lot of man.
I feel everything Todd Bowles says is cap on that. I mean, we don't play man because we don't have the corners to do it. I mean, I just think they don't have the ability to do it.
I mean,
The best we're ever gonna get from Dean and Davis is what we got in that playoff run.
let me ask you guys this. I mean, I know we're talking about scheme, but I mean, you got to take into consideration, like let's just say they call a safety and an outside linebacker blitz, like one coming from the left and one coming from the right. Yeah, they're in man coverage, but that's players designed not for them to be in man coverage that entire time, and they're telling them, yeah, you're in man, but jump anything underneath because they're expecting the play to execute. I mean, would y'all take that in consideration, or y'all just not sold? I mean, I'm not sold on Dean or Davis, but have you ever looked at it from that perspective?
I mean, I, I,
Well,
I think Bowles, I think Bowles does a good job of scheming up, but I mean, as we can see, it don't really matter who the receivers are. It don't matter who the quarterback is. They all get off. So I mean, at some point you got to look at the players and not the scheme. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we still. I still can't believe that we're still trying to rush with four. And I think you guys know me long enough. I've been on here pounding the table that we can't get a pass rush to save our life. Like, we cannot rush with four. Like, this is not 2002 again. Like, I haven't seen, 2005, I'm sorry, since we had Simeon. But I mean, you can't even rush a basic four in a nickel package and get any or create any kind of pressure. I mean, and then you're going against a rookie quarterback. I mean, I just, I mean, I ain't taking nothing away from CJ Stroud, but could history repeat itself again Sunday?
you see, that's why it's more like, okay, I seen somebody say Bulls have to bench players. The news came out that now Diaby is going to be starting over JTS because Diaby has had more production, and it seems like he's been coming along as of recently, and so has Kalijah Cansey. So maybe in this game we see a little bit more pressure on. Diaby's actually good against the run. It's just when they run, it's mainly our weakness is the middle.
But I mean,
So I,
that used to be our heart right there, because I mean, you could not run up the middle with Villa, and they just held their gaps together. I thought they played run gap defense pretty well.
Exactly. And now that Vita got that contract,
You
right?
making business decisions now, I guess.
You see what I'm saying? And I've been saying it for like the past 2 or 3 years. Every time it's a critical moment in the game, Vita's on that sideline, bro. I would rather have him in the second and the fourth quarter than starting out in games like he's gonna give us something. But when we in those critical moments, he ain't nowhere to be found.
But he's leading the
that's true.
team. Like, I mean, but he's like, how do y'all feel with him leading the team in sacks? Like, is that more or less a joke, or just like? I mean, I don't mean no disrespect when I say it's a joke, but I'm just like, okay, I'm not saying he's a great pass
Well,
rusher.
one of the issues I think it is that we don't have a good rotational piece to fill his gaps. So even with Kalijah Cansey and he's good off the ball and everything, he's still a rookie. So he's gonna have his mistakes or whatever. But if Vita is off the field, then your next backup guy is Logan Hall.
Gaines.
And
No, it's
he's
Gaines.
not that good.
Gaines is his backup.
So
And
and
Gaines
he
is
ain't good neither.
nowhere to be found. Gaines is supposed to be Vita's backup when he comes off, but when he's off, he's invisible too. We just got a bunch of invisible players that just be out
Yeah.
there
And
going
Shaq
through the
ain't
motion.
doing nothing either.
Oh,
No,
hit.
Shaq is invisible. I've been saying that
We've been
for
saying that for 2
all
years.
year.
Yeah, I know. But that's the
All
thing.
year.
Like I don't understand.
Last two
We got
full
a bunch of
seasons.
bad contracts with guys who getting all this money and they ain't putting up no numbers.
Yeah.
And it's like the coaching staff keeps trying to put square pegs in a round hole. It's okay. You want to run inside zone. Oh, you don't have the players for that. You don't have the linemen to. They're not good enough for you to really run that consistently. But you're gonna keep trying. You're just gonna keep trying. You
And
don't
that's
have
the
the
thing
the
too.
pass rusher.
That's the thing I don't understand about his philosophy either. Like I get it in free agency, you may not always get the guys you want, but what works so well for you in the playoffs and the players that you had fit to your scheme. So why are you drafting people or getting free agents that don't fit your scheme to now you have to modify it and it looks terrible?
Like Bucko said, even on the Super Bowl run, the free agents that we were getting, the Gronks, the ABs, the Leonard Fournettes, these dudes have been around for a minute. You know, Leonard Fournette was playing for the contract. You know, AB was obviously playing for the ring. Gronk and Brady wanted so the motivation was different.
No, I
And
wouldn't say that. I mean, if you want to be truthful, Fournette and AB were head cases. If you want to be truthful, it just
like they were
panned
they
out.
were they
I
were
mean,
him. But AB came to Tampa Bay to get that ring though.
yeah, they both came and got the ring, but I mean, you go to their previous organizations, like in Jacksonville, they were saying Fournette was a head case. He was like they were trying to paint the narrative that he was bad for the locker room, and of course, we know what AB brought to the table. But when they stepped on between the lines, we knew what was up, what we were getting.
Right. And then, but as far as the playmaking ability, they have been deep in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They had that experience. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's easier for you to kind of get on that page, especially when you got Brady, who's motivated to show the Patriots that I can still win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it all goes back to those back-to-back drafts, bro. We didn't get anything from it, and then even with free agency, you're going to get Ryan Neal. You're going to get all these players that ain't making no impact. And it's
see,
like,
I mean,
when we go,
I've said like after the Super Bowl, I said that 2021 draft was terrible. Like, I still say you should have got Barrymore that D tackle instead of Joe. Like, you should have just rebuilt that entire defense right there. That was the draft to do it. But I, I don't know. It's just gonna be an interesting game the next 2 weeks. Like, you got two divisional games back to back. You know, I don't even I don't even know how confident I can say, yeah, this should be an easy W. Who's
word,
come out there?
How
Who's
can you? I mean,
word,
the quarterback OC connection is awful. It's
yeah,
awful. When he's calling good plays,
he get away?
Baker's just missing wide open people. I watched the all 22 on the Colts game yesterday. It was that play that he threw to Mike Evans and he made the spectacular catch.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God it was Mike 6'6" and whatever, you know. But if you looked at that play, you had Kate Otten wide open in the middle, wide open. He just is a one read cornerback. He don't see the field, and if he is, he's not seeing it quick enough. A lot of
Where
these
can you
sack.
watch my bad? Where can you watch the all 22?
I'll be going. Honestly, I'll be going on other people's like pages, like the Bucs Observer. He always put it up every
Oh,
week,
okay.
and I go on his page, Buccaneers Observers, and I just watch some of the plays. Now I don't necessarily watch what he's looking at. I'm looking at the other players. The offensive line is just at times they hold up, but when they do hold up, it's like he's pump faking. He's not sure. He's not throwing the ball in time, and then he's not seeing the field.
And
He's really not.
You know,
that's
you
another
know why?
thing.
You want to know why? Because in the off season, remember what OC said. He's testing Baker time clock in his head. So maybe
I don't
he
know
in
what
his
you want to
mind.
call it.
Yeah, I trust me. I understand what you're saying, and I see it too. And it's just with him, it's just like I don't understand what more these Bucs fans want. Like
One.
he is what he is.
It
He is what
is,
he
yeah.
is.
And they
Like
think, and
he's gonna
they're
be
happy
almost
with
30.
that
He's gonna be 28.
mediocrity.
They are, and when I say that, they're like, "Well, no, he's just you gotta build." I'm like, he's gonna be 28 years old.
Man,
Yeah,
the
How
he,
many
guy's been in the league how many
how
years?
many
He's
coaches? How many coaches do he need?
Right.
he's only thrown over 300 yards 11 times in his total career. 300 yards. He's only got over 300 yards 11 times.
How many
And
times he
then
did it
even
this
with,
year?
I don't think he threw for 300. Just
He only did it. He
maybe
once
in the
this year.
Texas game.
Once this year against the Bears.
He
And
threw for
that's saying.
200
Oh,
And
this
what is that saying?
but
Other
look,
than that, he's never
even
thrown over 300 yards in his whole entire career. But this is the guy that y'all want to claim, y'all want to keep. I do not understand that. Are we just that low expectation having as fans or what? That's not good.
I
That is a great backup.
I saw on Sunday during halftime after the game after we lost, where they said, "Oh, Baker played pretty well. He played pretty good." I'm like, this dude threw for 85 yards at halftime. What are you talking
No, he
about?
had 76 yards at halftime.
That makes it worse.
76.
That made it even worse.
And y'all
76.
want to be like, he played great when he threw 76 with what? A touchdown and interception?
Did he even finish the game with 200 yards Sunday?
Yeah, barely. Barely. Barely.
no, he had a buck 99.
Yeah,
This guy
that's
sucks,
great for
man.
them.
And
They're used
I
to it.
don't see the fascination with this guy. Okay, he makes a couple like he said. I was listening to Eon Beckles.
Yeah,
He got
I
a
watched the
podcast
podcast.
too.
Yeah, I watch
And
it.
he
Yeah.
said it best the other day. He was like, I don't want my quarterback to be gritty. I want my quarterback to make plays. I want him to make plays when it counts, not just some late, like something late in the back. Oh yeah, look at the play he made. He scrambled for a first down and ran over a guy. Okay.
And the fact that our front office, right, they know damn well we have Brady the last 3 years, right? So we get used to this expectation of quarterbacking, right? We know what we want. We know what we want to see. And then y'all go out there and give us Baker Mayfield as if we have not seen who this dude has been the last X amount of years in the league and try to sell us that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy when you think
It's
about it.
unbelievable.
Well,
Well, are
We
they?
got
this is how I really know they don't know what they're doing. What team has Baker Mayfield been to where he has had teams win?
His play has never elevated anything. He's always been okay, but he'll never be the reason that you win the game.
He's not good, like we've all said. If you ain't got no running game, he's not an effective quarterback. He ain't shown he can just pick teams apart.
But how really effective is he if he did have a running game? Because he's still only thrown for 11 times over 300.
And Rashad White had a pretty good game last week.
I can't believe it. I mean, okay, they got on Lamar Jackson about not being able to throw for so many yards. He's too much of a scrambler. But our quarterback is worse. And it's okay when it comes to him, though.
Oh yeah,
I need my quarterback to at least give me 300 every so often when we need it. When we need it.
And now
he can't do it.
Jonathan Taylor, he get the surgery now after he play us and shit. Like, come on,
man. That's just how lightly everyone takes us.
Word. So that's why I'm like Bryce Young is probably gonna have another big day. Like he looked trash all year. Everybody talking about Bryce Young, yeah. But when he plays us Sunday, all of a sudden, miraculously, he's gonna look great.
Yeah, because Todd Bowles gonna keep his corners 10 yards off of people. It was a particular play I was watching on the all 22. It was 2nd and 2, and he had the cornerbacks playing 10 yards off the wide receivers. All they did was a three-step hitch and turn around and get the first down. I'm like, see, where's this brain of his is at right now? Because this genius defensive mind. I don't see that anymore. I don't see
Well,
anything
he
on this
talking.
team.
The media asked him about his comment he made about if the losses were going to snowball, and he still sat there and said he doesn't believe it did. And I was just like,
Bro,
I'm done with you, bro. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
when he said that, I
I'm
was like,
done with
man,
you, bro.
we are the definition of snowballing right now, and you're gonna sit here and deny that. I
I'm
don't
like,
like no
this is
coach.
why the
I
team
can't
played
stand a
like
coach
that.
being dishonest. He's just being dishonest now at this point, and it's basically a slap in the fan's face for some of these replies that he's given. It's unacceptable. I'm out on Todd now. I'm done with that dude now. If we're gonna be bad, you're gonna at least be honest about it.
Right, and not for nothing, especially when you losing. When you
Yeah,
losing and we know,
clearly.
But the thing is, he still think because they're one game out of first place, they still thinking that we still got a chance. I'm just like that's just how trash
No, you
think
don't.
is.
No, we don't.
I know, but they
Don't we
think
still
so.
got? Yeah, I know, and they're delusional too. They need to be drug tested. Matter of fact.
I'm just saying, if you think about it like this, and Jason, like this whole time, he just kind of flies under the radar. But outside of the Brady era, before and after, he has never put together a contending, and by contending I mean winning the division or getting to the playoffs team ever
Are
outside of the
we
Brady era.
becoming? Are we becoming the Saints where we just care about banners no matter how many wins we get? Oh, at least we won a division. When the last time y'all won? Are we becoming that kind of fan base
But we ain't
where
even
we
winning
just
the
care?
division. We ain't even
No,
winning the
I'm just
division
saying.
outside of the Brady
Even
era.
last year we won, but we were 8-9. That's pretty much a losing record.
I'm just saying
Our
outside.
division is. No,
I'm
I
just
understand
saying
what you're saying.
I'm just saying outside of the Brady era, right? We know what we did in the Brady era. We know what that was coming with. We sold out. We get it, right? That was a great 3 years. It's gonna go down in the history. But before that, and after this, where's the contending at? Where's the playoff berths at? Where's the division titles at? Like, because that's what ultimately we playing for. You know what I'm saying? We're not just playing the game to be playing it every year. We playing that shit to rack them divisions up. We playing to get them championship games up. We playing to get them Super Bowls consistently, right? That's how you become the
It's
dynasty.
not.
That's how you get all the top tier accolades. But
It's
we
the
can get there.
people.
But I just think 10 years with light is time to say K Sarah Sarah.
Well, you know who made him do it.
We got to
Like out. I think. I think because I don't really trust the what's the people that on the Bucs? I can't think of their name right now.
The Glazers.
Blazers.
The Glazers. To me, it just seemed like after, before and after Brady, they don't care. Like they're not as involved overall with the team.
And that's what the
Like
problem is with
when's the last time you watched a game and you've seen the camera pan to the skyboxes and seen the Glazers in there?
Shit.
I don't know.
Do we do? Okay, all right. Y'all see Buckles' message right there?
What?
Yeah, he
Look
say
at the
you
screen.
outside the locker room listening.
Okay.
What would you ever
I,
run though?
I got a question.
What's up?
Do we trust the Glazers to?
No,
No,
don't even finish the question.
Hey man,
that
but
was enough right
it's a
there.
real question. I agree
Yeah,
with
but
y'all
that's
though. I
enough
already
right
know the
there.
answer. But
Does anybody in this locker room trust the Glaciers?
No.
Exactly.
I'm not,
Well,
man.
I mean, go ahead.
Listen, man, we got to do something. We got to have some type of trust because we know they ain't giving the team up, right? So we got to trust in the fact that maybe they can find the right people to have in the room to be able to find the GMs and the scouters to be able, you know what I'm saying,
Do
to turn
you
it around.
do you really trust that? Because think about this. Let's just go back a decade. They literally had the audacity after they got rid of what was his name? Shiano and the other GM. I can't think of his name. They had the audacity to try to go back and get the GM that built the first Super Bowl team.
Allen?
Like they asked him to leave. He a president with the Falcons organization. They asked him to take a demotion to come back and be the GM. It's like, hey, you want to be the GM again? I mean, that's the level of thinking the Glazers have. So, would they take the time, hire a firm to make recommendations for who they would hire? Because, like, because I'm on board. If you get rid of Todd Bowles, you need to clean house. Get rid of the GM. Everybody.
Yep. If you're gonna get rid of him, get rid of GM too. Because the only way I look at it, bro, is every time I look at the Niners, it just make me upset. Okay, how you got this man in the Ring of Honor? Wouldn't give him a shot at a GM, and look what he's done for the Niners, and look what the guys you've chosen has done for you.
He went from the booth to a darn GM just like that. He was in the booth as an analyst
and made an instant impact.
Didn't even take up when he took over in 2016, I believe, or 20.
Yeah, when he went to be a GM for the 49ers, I think Light was in his like third year or something like that.
But I'm gonna say y'all do know that the Shanahan family run the 49ers. Let's not get that twisted. You know, most of them decisions still going through Mike, because Mike out there, he's like a side consultant, Mike Shanahan. So that's really
but they obviously have big faith in John Lynch and his choices. They're just making the right moves. And then I heard somebody's like, I was watching Pew Report earlier and they were saying it's kind of hard to, to always hit on players. I'm like, well, how does other teams consistently hit on players, but we can't? Our GM can't. I mean, the Cowboys, they get players on accident. I mean, we got this guy on accident, a third, fourth round cornerback who came in to start for their star cornerback, and he's leading the list and just set a new record for most pick sixes. Where's our players like that?
And most importantly, John Lynch, he always hitting on defensive linemen and linebackers.
Constantly.
He only missed he missed but on two. Solomon Thomas and
Ken Law.
Yeah.
Okay, that's two. How many have we missed on?
A couple, bro. At least 5 or 6.
Listen to me. Listen, this guy's been in office for what, 10 years?
Been over 10 years, ain't it?
The only players you can name that he's actually hit on is Vita, Whitfield, Mike, maybe Richard.
Did he draft Mike?
Tristan Wirfs.
Hold on, I got a list. Hold on. I got a list.
I don't think
he was already.
I don't know if
Levante was already there. Mike was already there.
Yeah.
Mike and Levante was already there. He hit on Chris, and now they're not even using Chris. It's to the point now where the media is talking about he's not worth this money. Well, hell, how can he be worth it if he's not getting the ball?
Well, you know what? We can't even say he hit on Mike Evans because Lovey had more control than him. So that was that wasn't his pick. Mike was already there. Mike was there. Mike came Lovey's first year as the head coach. That was Lovey's pick. Because
that was Lovey's pick.
Wait, hold on.
That because he was hired before the GM that he has final say so. Because Lovey was trying to straighten the mess up from when he was in Chicago. He didn't really have no say so, but he came to Tampa. He had a bunch of power written on in that contract. Because
how many offensive linemen and defensive linemen has he hit besides work?
Hold on, I wrote this down the other day. 2014, Mike Evans. Second round, third round, Austin Jenkins, Charleston.
And Chris Sims.
2015.
2014, Charles Sims, third
Jameis
round.
Winston.
You said 20?
Winston, 2015, with Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Quan Alexander. That's 2015. 2016, Vernon Hargraves, Noah Spence, Roberto Aguayo. 2017, O.J. Howard.
Hold on, right there. Right there. None of them three are even on the team anymore.
You missed on a whole draft in 2016.
He missed on a whole 2 drafts. I mean, really, you can
2017,
it's
Chris
only like
Godwin.
10 players in 10 years.
I mean, I really wouldn't say
20.
that. 'Cause
Hold on, wait. 20. The only one out of 2017 was Chris Godwin. 2018, Vita Vea, Ronald Jones, MJ Stewart, Carlton Davis, Alex Kappa, Jordan Whitehead.
That's been a solid one.
Like I said, Ali, Tristan Wirfs, Chris Godwin, Antoine Whitfield, Vita.
and Mike Evans.
And look,
Allen,
even,
you know he retired.
and like Bucko
Yeah, I
said,
said Ali, even though he retired. So you can't. So I will give him 7 to
Whitehead?
8 players in the past 10 years. Now, out of all them draft picks, that's all you got. That's all you have. But yet he's a good GM. Make it make sense to me.
You'll be amazed how many people online and in Bucs rooms talking about, oh, we don't need to get rid of Jim. He's a great.
Yeah, that's the reason why I brought that up, because of them people.
I'm like, how can you say that? Like, dude, yeah, I get you won the Super Bowl and everything, but I'm like, dude, you've been terrible. Like the Super Bowl, just you forget everything, and then truthfully, I always said Jason didn't make those moves. Those were moves Brady said do. Like you think he had sense enough to do that without Brady?
He didn't. No, he didn't. He did. That was all Brady that brought Gronk and AB there to the team.
That's what I'm saying. So he don't.
They wouldn't have came if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for Tom.
and
So
look,
you don't get credit for that.
I mean, and let me ask y'all this.
Hold on. Let me respond right quick to tie all that in, right? Like Bucko said earlier, when you look at all of that as a whole, as a unit, as a team, what did we do? What did we contend with? What did we win? What divisions did we get? What championships did we win? What Super Bowls did we win? Outside, because all of that we're talking about is outside of the Brady era. We already know what the Brady era was going to bring. We know what that brought. We
Not a
came through.
dang thing. That's
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got a Super Bowl, right?
You got a Super
before
Bowl.
that-
You got 1 year.
I was arguing with another Bucks channel guy. The Bucks. I can't think of what channel the guy is. Me and the guy was having some back and forth. He was talking about he was such an advocate for getting rid of Bowles. I said, well, if you're gonna get rid of him, you might as well get rid of the GM. How many GMs have you known gets 3, 4, 5, 6 head coaches? I don't know a GM that gets that many tries at.
Coaches maximum. You look
Yeah.
like you get 2.
I said name one other team that has a GM that's on his 5th, 6th head coach, and you want to tell me this guy is good? And his only response was, "I'll just agree to disagree." I said, like I thought, you can't dispute it.
I mean, to me, like best move was when one of his smartest moves was when he got BA to come be the head coach. I thought that was. I thought that. I mean, I saw the.
I thought the Brady thing is what saved his actual job.
Yeah,
getting Brady here was actually saved his job.
That was his biggest move right there.
That, it was other teams. I don't believe other teams were interested in Brady. They say that now, but you telling me it came down to the Chargers and the Bucs. You know the Chargers were gonna get a quarterback in this draft, so that's why I'm just like we were the only team vying for Brady, and he wanted to come to a loaded team.
Right.
And then and like I said, yeah, we won the Super Bowl, and y'all want to say he was motivated to be New England. I'm like, you ran the same shit in New England. You brought that shit.
It worked though.
I know it worked, but you don't paint the narrative that he learned a whole new system. You did the same shit in New England. You just bought
They changed the system for him.
Yeah.
No,
they changed it for him.
Excuse my language. They ran the same thing.
But then again, I can't really blame Brady a lot like I really want to, because he looking at the GM like you're a moron. How are you not going to replace these Look, I'm 40-something years old. I can't risk getting murdered because your offensive lineman is so terrible. And then you keep going to these little small schools thinking that you're the smartest guy in the room. Man, what are you doing? You're going to get me killed out here. That's not what it's. Oh, you think you can just keep plucking Ali Marpets up out of these schools, and it's not. They're there for a reason.
How
many times do I have to say that?
We all felt the same way when we seen that Tryon Shrinka, when we seen that draft pick. when we seen Logan Hall that draft pick, because one of them two I can't remember. We draft back.
When they drafted Joe Tryon with Barrymore sitting right there on the board,
Man, right there, smack
we
dead,
all felt the same way when we seen
slapping
that
us in the face like pick me, and they went with Joe Tryon, trying to be a smart ass. I'm gonna bump myself back to the first pick of the second round to get this guy.
Right.
What?
4 years we've been waiting to see him explode and this, that. But we know what we see. So we know what we see from guys who are dogs.
He
and
is
guys
not
who
good at accessing talent. I don't really think he's that great at accessing talent.
Terrible.
Logan Hall, we drafted back to get him, and where is he at in the game? We don't even know when he checks in.
Man, them two dudes, man.
You don't even know his number.
Man, them dudes are sorry, man. And I don't care how much y'all keep or how the Bucs fan base want to keep brushing up Cody Mott. I'ma stand on it. I've been standing since week 1. He gets dog walked every week. He is not it. He is not it, man. He's just too little. I don't want you drafting players, developmental players, and sticking them in. If you're gonna draft somebody that you can need plug and play players, like Philly did in the draft. They gonna get D linemen and O linemen, and they just plug them in because they're ready. I don't want to hear nothing about maybe he'll come on along next year. No, why are you drafting them then? You reserve draft picks like that for like the 6th round, 7th round, 5th round. You drafted these guys too high, and they're still work in progress.
I still couldn't get that pick though. You know, you had an All-American guard sitting there,
right there, man.
I mean,
and that's the reason why I go so hard on Cody Mott. I'll be on every Buccaneers live that come on. I go right in on that dude because I'm gonna be the first one to say it, man. The dude he just ain't it. He just ain't it.
I'm more lenient with linemen because I give them a year. Because if you get a
man, have you seen how they be pushing that dude back?
I trust me, I see, bro. But I'm saying though, think about a D lineman, he ain't gonna be effective. Sorry, but so much. Like take for instance a D lineman. Look how long it takes to develop. They always take off in year 2. I mean, so I'm more lenient with line than
I'm seeing a lot of the players on Philly team taking off.
Yeah.
But it was like, bro, we can't even jump that high up to like in the 90s. Just like, look at the coach. They looking at
Cody Mott like, look, man, I'm from the SEC. I didn't went up against LSU, Georgia, Bama, and you come bring some dude from South Dakota State in front of me. Talking about he gonna hold me back. Hold my beer.
I didn't even know who that coach from the Colts was, the head coach. I didn't even know who he was, and he out-coached. Everything Todd Bowles.
I mean, it was pretty much the whole Philly organization, the Colts, and Arizona, everything up under Doug Peterson. That's really all it is.
But no offense to Elijah, but remember in the draft when we had I forgot what player from the Georgia Bulldogs, but he was there. Sitting there.
Was it Carter?
You talking about
Walker?
Walker?
No, it wasn't Carter.
It was number 4.
Number 4, the defensive end. He was sitting there at the board at 19.
Yeah.
That was
and then they were like, I think so. And we all thought we got him, and we went to Kalijah, and we were just like,
we all felt the same way, yo. Like,
you know what? Honestly, I wasn't tripping on that because I had been watching Kalijah.
Yeah,
I was like, this dude is nice. Okay, that's a good pick. I had no doubt in that pick. I was like, that's probably a good pick.
When other teams was complaining about it, I'm like, how y'all gonna get mad at them when y'all had the opportunity to get them? That makes no sense to me. Yeah. But it's just, oh man.
It's usually the middle round picks that just have you scratching your head. It's like
second and third.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, wow.
I want to go up there and be like, stop picking small school O-linemen. Please stop doing that. That's something for like 5th, 6th,
7th round, some stuff like that. Then when you pop up a gym, you be like, yeah, look Look what I found. You don't pick these guys second and third round and then be like, oh, well, next year there might be a little better. No. Meanwhile, your offense is struggling. You're last in damn near every category statistically. And it all boils down to your line just not being good enough.
Man, look, we gotta get there's young coaching talent out there and young GM talent or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta get on that pathway. However that may fall into place though, we gotta get there, man. And it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna start with that GM, head coach, quarterback connection. You know what I mean? We need that fresh bill, yo. And if we at the number 7 pick right now, there's so many ways we can work that to get in that top 5 of that draft. Devin, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to make a move, get them guys out of there. Maybe even get more draft picks. But we gotta be able to have the scouters and the people in the right position.
I still think we can get a quarterback at 7 pick. I think there's some pretty decent. I would say there's at least eight quarterbacks that have a higher ceiling than Baker Mayfield.
I mean, that ain't saying much, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So it ain't like we can't get a quarterback, but there's so many holes in this team. It's like, where do you begin?
Yeah.
Do we even know we can develop a quarterback?
Yeah, that's what
I think for that to happen, it has to be outside of Todd, because Todd never developed no quarterback.
Oh, it ain't gonna be Todd. Heck no.
I don't trust
So,
it.
you would think it would be Canales. He was a quarterback coach. He's an OC.
Nah, so we definitely can't hire him as head coach.
I mean, he said Baker won the job. I don't see how. But I don't even want to go into that because all the Baker nut huggers get mad when I say it. But it's true. Y'all got to pick one, okay? Most of them, when he won a job, well, actually, you guys know it wasn't a competition anyway. I'm like, dude, he was ass in training camp. And then he had one good series, and that was it.
Bucks asked a question.
Oh, he said, what's going to happen this Sunday against the Panthers? Is this a must-win game for the Bucs? Yes, it is, because they're one game behind. But for this to happen, the offense, including Todd Bowles, is going to have to be more aggressive. Instead of not taking timeouts before the half, use them. If your defense ends up making a stop, I don't care how much time you have on the clock, you take your offense out there in the 2-minute, get as much yards as you can. If you got to kick a long field goal, at least you tried. If you're going to go for the touchdown, at least you tried. But you have to be aggressive. You cannot sit here and be complacent, especially in a divisional game. That's your only hope.
Yeah, that's a must win for him to keep his job for sure.
Yeah, it's too.
That man don't care about his job.
Because it's like, if we win the game, okay, so we'll be in this race for what? To win the division title, to do what? This team ain't gonna win no Super Bowl. I mean, let's be real here. And if we lose, it's like, okay, we still stay in that top 7 range. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even moving up in the draft. Because I'm thinking like, okay, if we're gonna be sorry anyway, we might as well be sorry with the top 5 draft pick.
Okay, so what do you want to get at that top 5 draft pick?
That's the question.
I would rather do trenches.
Man, if we got the trenches, go get the premier trench. If we gonna get the Caleb Williams,
we ain't gonna get Caleb or nothing like that. I'd rather find a decent quarterback in the 2nd, 3rd round. We gotta shore up that O line. We need a center.
Caleb Williams is acting very weird to me. I think something not
or Penix Jr. or Bo Nix or any of these dual threat young quarterbacks who's coming out in this draft, and we're in the top 5. That's where it needs to start, fam.
Yeah, if it's one right there,
you know what I'm saying?
If it's one of them guys, get them.
This is the question I wanted to ask.
Whoever it may be.
This is what I wanted to ask. So we all know what Baker is, right? He got hurt in the game. His MRI came back negative. He wants to play. But would you be like, we don't if he's not 100% because he hasn't practiced. Would you rather start Trask in the game, or if you lose this game, would you start him then?
If we lost this game, why not? Why not? I mean, because we can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose. Not we can't afford to lose, but we definitely can't afford to lose a divisional game. We gotta win all of those. So this game is more important than what it may seem to be. It's very important. We got to get as many divisional wins as possible. Wins, period, but definitely divisional win.
Hey, man,
No, I'm saying, all right, would you play Baker for this game if he's not 100%, or would you rather start
Yeah,
Kyle?
I mean, yeah, you gotta play. He's been out here all this time. If you throw Kyle Trask in right now, that basically saying you giving up on this season.
Start Trask. Go ahead, start Trask, man.
Word. Throw number 2 in there, man. See what the boy got, man. Let him make a rest, man.
Hey, I wouldn't be against it, brother.
Word.
But you know they're still trying to win. So
Yeah, and that's why I said this win is important for Bowles.
yeah,
Win. Him and Canales, they want to win. I'm like, man, listen, man, let's get all y'all out of here and let's go ahead and start this a rebuild or whatever you want to call it, reset or whatever you want to call it. Let's start that.
Word. Because we needed that.
And see, we was actually like able to move the ball, early in the game, and then it's just like for some reason we just stonewall.
Yeah. Every
And I don't know what it is why they do that, or what Dave Canales is seeing.
Yeah, man. It is hard to watch, man. And then it's even harder to just see any and every quarterback just stand in their pocket all game long and just nice up defense like that. No rest, nothing. They just standing back there clean. Like, come on.
I think that might be the most frustrating thing for me. If I think Sal said it earlier, if he's this genius, he's been here this whole time. We haven't developed no type of pass rusher, like outside of Villa. But come on, man, you know what I mean? Like
that's basically off of his own physical ability. The little guys that we do have at pass rusher is because they already had it in them. But as far as developing them, no. I mean, hell, how long has Anthony Nelson been here? How long has JTS been here? And these guys are just dudes. It's like he's been drafted nothing but good backups.
Serviceable backups.
Yeah, they're just decent backups. Everyone on this team, 90% of this team is just good backups.
That's true. I got showing something though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with this draft, I mean, you got Kalijah, he's in there. He's coming along. Yaya coming in there. He took over somebody's job.
Okay, but that's when I will give Todd Bowles more credit because these are the players he wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted Kalijah. He wanted Yaya. So his players looking a lot better than what the
third round pick. He ain't playing at that.
Who you say?
I said for Yaya to be a third round pick, he ain't playing that.
No, he's okay. He just need a few more moves. That bull rush ain't gonna get it every time. He needs to learn how to swim. He needs to take Logan Hall's swim move and put it in his one because that's the only move Logan Hall can do. He got that one little swim. It was a play on the R22. As soon as they hiked the ball, the dude just fell flat on his face, man. Logan Hall fell. Didn't nobody even touch him. He just fell.
Oh,
I was like, are you kidding me? The dude just moved out of his way. He stepped back and Logan Hall fell flat on his face. I've seen Cody Mock do it too, where a D lineman to be in front of him on the ball hike, he just stepped to the side and Cody Mock just falls right on the ground. These guys are not good players.
Yes.
They might be tough, they might have grit, but they're not good players. He don't have a good eye talent. His scouts don't have good eye talent for talent.
That's what I'm
They
saying,
don't.
bro. And we got to protect. That's why we got to destroy and rebuild and protect that draft pick, son.
Yeah.
We got to protect that draft pick.
I wouldn't be. I'm not really a big opponent of tanking, but shit, we that's really what we doing.
You know, like I said, if we beat Carolina Sunday. Okay, that's it. You know, the next few games, you know,
In Jacksonville, and then what? The Saints in Atlanta.
it's like, man, come on, man. Them guys looking like they ready to contend for things. You know,
We got to play Carolina twice, right?
Come on, man.
You got Carolina
Yep.
twice. We got Atlanta and the Saints again.
Green Bay.
It's set up perfect.
I'm worried about that game. We gonna lose that.
And we in the cold.
Jordan Love looking real good right now. He looked better than Baker Mayfield. He got more grit and accuracy and man, we just can't never get a quarterback, man. Never.
That's what I'm saying. And this is the
never.
We
never get a quarterback, man.
If upper management and the front office want to sell tickets, right? What we got to go do? We got to go get that young quarterback, man. We got to get that Penix Jr. We got to get that Caleb Williams.
Isn't Michael Penix from Tampa?
Even better.
Who?
Michael Penix Jr.
From Washington.
Come on in. Anybody, anybody, bro. I'm not. I don't care. I just don't want no Baker no more. He is what he is. This is all you're going to get out of him. This is all he's ever been. He just was a really good system quarterback in college. He's not NFL starter material. He's just not. And I don't care how many of these Oklahoma fans and Baker Mayfield fans like the guy. Your guy is just a guy. When you compare him to any other quarterback that you could think of that you would think is good, he's nowhere in there. He's just nowhere in the same playing field as them. And you want another year of this?
That's crazy, bro.
I don't get that.
Watching? What are y'all watching, bro?
What are y'all watching? This dude ain't that great.
Just Baker. They legit sit up here. They used to be like, oh, it's the coach's fault. Oh, the defense let him down. And then you can, even in the Texas game, I'm like, bro, yes, the defense let us down, but do you know Baker only threw for 11 yards in the third quarter? How does that help anybody?
Yeah, y'all, they just simply forget about everything else that went on up until that point. That's because they don't want to. They don't want to fault him because they got love for this guy, and I don't know why.
Because he got that box.
He's a journeyman quarterback that has been on a dozen teams. Who cares about him? He's not going to get a contract next year. I don't care how good he played for the rest of this year. Who's going to actually pick Baker? Name a team that's going to be like, hey, let's go get Baker Mayfield.
For a backup, sure.
For a backup, for
sure.
And then
I wouldn't mind having him back as a backup, but he ain't. If you talking about starting this guy, I'm all out on that. No. Let him go.
You can even look at free agency itself. If he was so good, why we got him so late in free agency? He wasn't the first quarterback to go.
For the dirt cheap. For the dirt.
Exactly.
Nobody want that dude.
Ain't no contenders one of them. But I don't
know anybody who wants him. Who wanted him? He went where he had a chance at, Carolina and here. Those are the two teams
he won that job too.
Who?
He won that job too in Carolina. They thought he was going to change it around.
And
exactly. And same thing Carolina. They said, good luck.
Man, we just gotta stop the nonsense. Get out of this dream world where we trying to see potential in players. I'm not looking at potential no more. I want talent.
Yeah, for sure. Results.
I want
I want
results. I don't
results
want could be, maybe, possibly, what if.
next
No,
year.
what? Get the short thing.
And look, when Mike came on the team, you seen results. We didn't have to wait for a year, and he was behind Vincent Jackson.
Yeah, but
He was the
you have to
number
think.
one.
You seen this guy in college. You seen what he was a gamer. You knew it. You knew
Exactly.
when you
That's what I'm
saw him.
saying. Yeah.
You know it when you see it. And what I don't, some of these players, I don't know what they're seeing. I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing the greatness of them, even in college. I'm seeing some average guys that make a couple plays here and there, and that's exactly what they've become in the league. You're not going to, man. SEC, Big Ten. I keep saying it. That if you want to find some studs, that's where you go. That's where they're at. I mean, Philly is the perfect example. Nobody, man, they're not going to draft nobody from A&M Tech,
Bogart,
somewhere up
whatever that
in
is.
West Virginia. They're not looking for them players. The only person who's looking for them players is Jason Light, and he think like, watch this. I want to find me one again, and it's not happening.
They look for
Ali was a
diamond in
long
the rough.
time ago. And really, we could say that Alex Kappa was one too, but is he really? Or was just the rest of the
Not,
line that
I never
good?
said that.
It kind of covered it up.
I
Because we
never
did
said
have
that.
a healthy Ryan Jensen, a healthy Tristan Wirfs, and Ali Marpet. No, okay, now how good is Donovan Smith out there right now?
I don't even think he's starting.
How good
Well,
is
he played,
Alex Kappa right now?
and
Is
Donovan
he
Smith
starting?
is still the most on the list.
No, I'm
He
saying,
played for the
how
big. I
good are
think.
those guys really? So are you really finding gems like that? Or it was just Ali to me? It was Ali. You ain't found nothing like that since. Nowhere near nothing like that since. So why are you still going after that while these other teams are going to get players from LSU, Georgia, Bama, Michigan, Ohio State? They're going to the big dog schools getting big dog players.
Penn State.
I am not sold on no Jason Light. He's not off the hook. If you're going to hold Todd Bowles accountable, fine. But you better start looking at the guy right above him too, because his picks, his decisions, and have not been that great. Just that one Super Bowl year do not negate the other 8, 9, 10 years that he sucked.
How y'all feel about our right tackle?
Panthers.
How you feel about who?
Our right
He
tackle.
all right. He talking about name, what's his name? I can't remember his name
Lou
now.
Gedeke.
Number 69, Luke
He all
Getsy.
right. He all right.
Yeah, he
He
all right.
okay. He all right. I ain't gonna say that he ain't nowhere near what Tristan Wirfs was over there,
Right.
but he's okay. I mean, and what does that say? If he's the second best lineman we got, what does that say?
Do you feel like do y'all feel like our center be a better guard?
He's just too little. That was the thing about him in the draft. That was one of the cons that they said about it. He's just too small. He's a little
You know
guy.
what's you know what's funny? AQ Shipley, right? He played under Bruce Arians. He played O-line for Arians. Then we had signed to him during the Brady era, but he didn't really start. And then he's supposed to be like, I believe he's on the coaching staff or something like that. But he was helping train Robert Hainsey all offseason. And all we seen him was lift all
Mhm.
these heavy weights and everything. And it's just like I still don't see any improvement like that. Like from year to year, we should be seeing improvement where you're getting better, and you don't see it. It's just like, all right.
Right. Yeah, that's why I asked if you thought if y'all thought he would be a better guard, because yeah, they're saying it right now.
Man.
I
I,
mean, he
I,
played guard last year, but it was just all right. He wasn't that great at it either.
who? Luke Gedeke?
No,
No, Hainsey,
Haynes.
Robert Hainsey.
Yeah. No. I would rather. I'm so mad that they won't even give Nick Leverett a chance, man. The guy is big. He's a big guy, and he came in and did serviceable work at the guard position. Why can't this guy get in?
So once again, if you guys are saying Robert Hainsey ain't the guy, he ain't it, and we also need a left guard. So is it even smart to draft a quarterback behind that? That's this line.
But that's what I'm saying. You in this it he somebody said second or third round you can get a quarterback, but to me it's offensive line, defensive line for me. Because I say that because your center, not Cody Mount, the other guy, I can't think of his name.
Robert Hainsey,
Uh, no, Filer, is that his name?
Filer, yeah, yeah, he out of there. No,
Him.
he lost his job.
And then you gotta think about Shaq Barrett. We ain't gonna be re-signing him. Logan Hall ain't it. JTS ain't it.
Hmm.
You probably. I mean, oh, this is another question I want to ask y'all. So after seeing Servassier play in the Colts game, and I know you're not gonna bench Devin, but is it time for him to be a rotational guy, or you just keep him there?
What you saying? Rotate him with Devin White?
Yeah, like how they do Vita Vea. Vita ain't on the field all the time.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. He give you some, some coverage ability. You could cover a little better with him than and Devin White. He tackled better than Devin White as well. I don't know how much that
Friday
changed.
Can said,
You can do coverage plays like more plays like open up with like the linebackers in terms of like coverage. You could put like Servassier in for like a third down or something, like when you know they're gonna pass.
Right. But that's the problem with Bowles' scheme. He liked to blitz so much. So, I mean,
But he anticipating the blitz get it. That's why he blitzes so much. He thinks that the blitz will get there. I mean, I know guys are left on the island and stuff, but that's just the execution part that they expect that to work.
right.
I mean, that's why I kind of became a little. I'm not so harsh, but I understand it. But at this point, it's just it's not working. You're gonna have to blitz.
Yeah, he's better off sending 4 than him blitzing because he gets no pressure even when he blitzes.
I mean, when you damn sure ain't getting pressure with 4. I mean, and I hate to say it like that. I mean, is it safe to say that the sacks that Viz got, a couple of them were accidental because he just was standing there, or he just actually full rushed the guy? I mean, let's just call it like we see it.
I get that you won't get home with 4, but if you only send 4, it helps your chances out greatly in coverage.
I mean, I like when if Veal is out there on a passing down situation and he can just command the center, and that and a guard has to pull his weight, that'll leave can't see a one-on-one matchup. I do like that. Yeah. I just wish we had guys that they got a better chance at beating the one-on-ones when they're presented. That's always been my biggest issue.
I just like see this because if you like I said, if you only send 4, it will help out, especially the coverage immensely, because even when Bowles has blitzed, he's still 31st in pressures.
Yeah. Well, look how many.
It doesn't
Look,
seem like blitzing is helping at all.
Yeah, that ain't the
but
answer.
look who's suspect in coverage. I mean, we all feel like we got our comments about Davis and Dean. Obviously, Devin White, we don't feel like he can cover in space. He take bad angles and stuff. I mean, so it really just depends.
Well, your weakest cover is Devin, and it's very evident. And then your two starting corners can also have their moments. Mainly more Dean than Davis, but both of them have big issues. So it's like it's hard to like do that because you can't really you can't figure out a way to like help those guys because their weaknesses are like so big. Because if Dean if Dean will get beat over the top and then just get injured like every time.
So let me ask this: does a system change help these guys? Like let's say we brought in like a Brian Flores or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Does that help Dean? Does that help? Does that even help Devin White? You feel what I'm saying?
I think the only thing that will help Devin White is him playing on the outside.
Putting his hand in the ground.
Personally, I think him as a pass rusher is probably his best than him commanding a defense from the middle linebacker position. That's just me though, and I don't know if a 4-3 would be better for the personnel, but if like we're being honest, like Davis when he was on the 4-3 wasn't really anything like special either. It's like I've never looked at Carlton and been like, wow, like that's our number one corner.
You're on the show.
He did play on a 4. Granted, it was like Mike Smith's defense, but he has played in the 4-3 before, and it didn't look like he was like a world beater.
Right.
1 2 1 2. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, what's happening, Bo?
What's going on, man? I had to pull up on y'all, man. My Buck fans, man. I'm the OG.
What's up? I'm good.
Oh man, what I feel right now, I'm calling from South Georgia, man, south of Atlanta. And what I see now, man, if we lose to the Panthers, man, like nephew said, what does your eyes tell you? Facts over feelings. Nephew be having the words for you. Then I see, man, if we lose to the Panthers, the Glazers need to stand on business and let Todd go. At that point, if we lose them, we falling off, bro. The Falcons already beat them. I don't know if New Orleans played them yet, but man, this team, I'm really leery about this team, man. They defense, I know they hurt, but Todd Bowles be looking real goofy on the sideline. Man, maybe it's just me, man. Help me out, folks.
He got no emotions.
No, he's like, I think he was. You remember when he got hired, man? He was shocked as hell. Like, oh shoot, I didn't know they gonna let me be a coach. When this happened, why you didn't talk to me?
My lap.
Yeah, if you remember that press conference, he looked at all confused. Like, why didn't you pull me to the side, Bruce, and let me know I could bring my own folks in? But life after Brady, man. Life after Brady. It's crazy, dude.
I'm back, gentlemen. I am back.
What is up, Bucko?
So, I've been listening and in the class at the same time. I can multitask. I can do that, but just wanted to sit back and just kind of let you guys just rock out with the state of the Bucs and the Panthers game. I know a lot of the conversation has been more about the state of the Bucs, which is understandable because of the way the team has been playing and a lot of the flaws with this team has been exposed for the last 2 years now, going on 2 years now. And as I said before the season started, transitional year, got a little pushback on it from a small group of people, optimism, which is fine, but reality always wins. As I always tell you guys and gals, reality gonna always trump, how you feel and being optimistic. And I respect that because, we all entitled to our opinions and our hope, but as life in general, everyday life shows you, it doesn't live off of hope and optimism. It lives off of what are you doing now when you walk out that door every day. So when you look and you compare that to the team, when you watch this team every Sunday and you see what's being put out there, there is no justifying it from top to bottom, from ownership to GM to head coach to quarterback to receivers dropping balls, the O-line not blocking, Rashad White not seeing the holes, the center being pushed back, Cody Mulch being from a Division II, defense, Devin White not being able to tackle, weighing too much now, looking slow, secondary not being able to cover, Logan Hall being a bust, Joe Tryon, well, Logan Hall not all bust all the way, but Joe Tryon being a bust, Logan Hall on his way to being a bust, Shaq Barrett being ghost for the most part after getting a bunch of money. A couple years later, that contract is terrible, as I say 1,000 times. This is the state of the Bucs, and then when you compare that to going into this game, this is not going to be easy for the Bucs. Let's just keep it 100. It's not going to be easy for the Bucs. This game will be a struggle, and it's against a team with one win and a team that's doing another reboot on their coaching staff. Or we're going to struggle. Both teams are coming to this game with one win in the last 7 games. What does that tell you? They're on equal terms as far as the state of the team. The state of the Panthers, state of the Bucs, they're on equal playing field. 1-6 going into the game Sunday. There is no way around it. Both teams are not good. Luckily for the Panthers, they're not in the delusion, or they're not being delulu thinking that they're still competitive. The Panthers know they're not good. That's one thing I will say about the Panthers. They know they're not good. So they making the changes. See what the Bucs problem is. We think we're still good. Oh boy. So I'm at a point now I can assess the team fairly pretty clearly now. And my assessment of the team, TEAM, all caps, no individuals. Bottom 10, bottom 12 team at best. You can spin it, you can add semantics, you can add the words to it. It doesn't matter. 4-7. I don't care how you feel about Baker Mayfield. I don't care how you feel about Todd Bowles. I don't care how you feel about Kyle Trask. The Bucs are 4-7. Bottom line, despite some of the good that's been going on the team, 4-7. There is no way around it. You can throw numbers out there and make your guy look good, and that's fine. 4-7 always trump the bull crap. 4-7 will always trump the extra, sauce, the moxie, the gutsiness, the Mike Evans big catch, Baker Mayfield scramble, Winfield Jr.'s sack. It's going to always trump that type of conversation. And that's just the reality of the situation. And if you don't want to accept the reality of the Bucs, shame on you. That's why you don't see me complaining a lot, because I understand where the team is at. For the people that's complaining about the legit reasons or complaining about ridiculous reasons, the reason why you're doing that and you're making a really big deal about it, because your expectations was pretty average and above. Mine wasn't like that, and we've all had that conversation. We've all been on the show before the season started. And if you don't believe me, go back and click on that video and go look at the chat room. Look how many people said 9-8, 10-6, 10-7, 11-6. Some of them said 12-5. That's a shame on them. And I tried to keep everybody. One of my hashtags is stay humble. 3-1. What did I say? What did I say when the Bucs were 3-1? I didn't drink the sweet Kool-Aid with the extra sugar. You know how back in the day when we was young, you made Kool-Aid, the grape Kool-Aid or the red Kool-Aid. You put a lot of sugar, and that sugar be at the bottom, and it's good. That's what happened in the first quarter of the season. The first 4 games equals the first quarter. I did not jump and start beating my chest like King Kong. I said stay humble. What happened? 7 games later, 4-7. I'm not standing on the top of the Empire State Building beating my chest talking about I told you so, but I told you so. As long as Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield and Jason Light, that combination, this is the results. As long as those 3 are leading the team on the field and off the field with draft picks, that is going to be the results. Outside of Tom Brady and friends, 38-69. Jason Light as the GM. Yes, he's made some great picks. He's made some good picks. But overall, 38-69 outside of Brady and friends. How does that equal a great GM? How? He has yet to build a legit team without Tom Brady and friends. He was on his way to being fired. Tom Brady and friends saved his job. Let's be 100. Matter of fact, let's be 1,000% real. Y'all know it and I know it. So when you look at this game right here, what you see is what you get. If this game ends in a 10-7 win for the Bucs, so be it. It's a dub, but don't be proud of it. Because it's the same cycle. Every time we get a win this season, it's, oh, well, look at us. I'm not doing that. This is going into week 12 or game 12 for the Bucs. If you don't want to accept the reality, then you need to go sit down somewhere. At the end of the day, this is the product on the field. So from here on out for the rest of the season, I'm not saying it's a wrap for the Bucs because, yes, the Bucs can get on this weird run, just like the Super Bowl season. They end the season with four straight wins, 5 straight wins, and then there's hope. Only to get exposed in the playoffs. That's exactly what's going to happen. We're nowhere near the upper echelon teams. Not even second tier. So what makes you think we win a sorry division of the NFC South, get a first place schedule next year? What you think going to happen next year? Same cycle. Same hamster wheel. So the Bucs got 2 options. They can play this season out and play hard, and try to win some games. That's cool. Well, 2 things for sure. If you don't have an elite quarterback or an elite roster with an average quarterback, you're not going anywhere. Those are the 2 options the Bucs got. Those are the 2 options that the Bucs got. You get an elite quarterback, figure some things out around him. He'll make it work. He'll win in spite of some coaching. We've seen that. Or average quarterback at best and get an elite roster, a la 49ers. That's your 2 options. I don't see any in the road because you're not going to mill around. We have no way of contending. So I don't know what's the expectations with the last 6 games. I don't know what y'all want. Some of y'all. Not all y'all. I don't know what some of y'all want from the Bucs these last 6 games. I don't want much of anything. I'm just going to watch the game. I'm just going to watch the game and enjoy the games. I'm not going to any games. I'm not wasting $800, $900 to $1,000 to go see this product. Not doing it. So sit back and enjoy the last 6 games. Whatever the outcome is, 2-4, 3-3, 4-2. Okay. Well, I understand this. The reality is going to show you what the Bucs are. And if it hasn't shown you now, or it's going to hit you real hard at the end of the season. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to close it out like that. Gentlemen, anything you want to say about the Panthers game? What you expect to see? And what's your prediction of this game? Who wins and who loses?
Well, I guess I'll go first. The Panthers game, I think what you said earlier, man, just about the young guys. That's all I'm focused on for the rest of the year. Kalijah getting pressure. Trey Palmer, see what he can do. I think Raheem Jarrett hurt, but I would love to see him out there. Who else? It's just Savasia Dennis. The linebacker, man. Just seeing what those guys do. C might get his record, but I mean anything outside of that, man, I'm good, man. I was really over the season before it started. But yeah, man, for that Panthers game, I just want to see what the young guys do.
All right, I'll go next. What I expect from the Panthers game is, to be honest, this is like the one game where I'm like, this could honestly very well go like either way. And I say that because I don't know what team is going to show up next. I don't know what team's going to show up next weekend. And that is like one of the worst things about being a football fan of like a team that has like no identity, or their identity is being inconsistent. So I have no idea who's going to show up or what's going to show up on on Sunday, but it is a very real possibility that the Panthers could be with 2 wins this Sunday, and it will not surprise me. And it's crazy to say because they've only won 1 game this season, but it's a very real possibility that we could split with them this season. We could split with them this season. But hopefully, if Levante doesn't play, hopefully Servasi and Dennis can come in and do really well. And was that Trill talking first?
Yeah.
Like Trill said, hopefully the young guys just come in and make a statement. Hopefully Yaya and Cansey can just get after Bryce Young, because we should expect Bryce Young to roll out the pocket a decent amount because he can't see over our line, and especially because our boys in the middle are pretty tall. So hopefully we can get him exiting the pocket a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
All right.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know. It could go either way, like Grizzlo saying, going off what Trill said too. Seeing Yaya, of course, can't see the main, got to see more, more production from them, of course, but that's coming in time. Let me see. I just hope they just come with urgency, man. It just seemed like the Bucs just never come out looking like they want to play. They what's the name? They lost respect for Todd Bowles. Like he lost the locker room. If I felt like, what I'm saying. So hopefully they just at least show like they want to play out there. You feel me? So either it might be a close game, low scoring game, but who knows? Like I said, hopefully we'll see with this Sunday.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. This is Uncle Smitty. Like you said so eloquently, Bucko, what do we expect from this team? And I just get tired of seeing the madness, the playing of the offense and defense. And long story short, man, I don't know what to expect at this game, man. I think the Panthers, because every time we play against a team with a rookie quarterback or somebody got rid of the coach, the other team always wins somehow. Like they got, I don't know what it is, man. And I think now it's time for a change, man. It's time for a change, bro. And like at the end of the day, I'm an old school G. Like Jay-Z said, it's only entertainment at the end of the day. They get their money, they got their job, they got a job they got to do, and we just watching for entertainment to get away. And I'm a Bucs fan, I'm a ride or die. And I think now it's time for a change, man. 2020 is over. It's time to get some new blood. I'm gonna see these young guys how they gonna play out. But I'm still a Bucs fan for life. But at the end of the day, it's only entertainment, bro. That's my take.
Oh yeah, so what's your score predictions?
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, I guess we know.
Definitely under 20 points. That's a given. They ain't gonna score over 20. I don't think either team will. Okay. I'm gonna go 17. I'm gonna go 17-10, and I'm just gonna say Bucs win it just because they're gonna be at home. But like I said, I'm not putting much stock into that.
So we're home.
We're
I
home.
think we win, man. I think we get 21-17. I'll win.
Yeah, I had 2017 Bucs.
Man, it's kind of hard for me right now. At home, 13-10 Bucs. Close game. The way the defense is playing, man, y'all know what it is, man.
I got the Bucs winning this game. I had them winning this game on my schedule prediction at the beginning of the season. That's 24-10. They'll probably score a lot of the points in the first half, but then the Panthers will probably score 10 points in the second half, and the game will be over in the fourth quarter, and it'll be kind of like we just talking like we're doing now. This game will be boring.
I'll talk about crypto.
It's that game is a 4:05 slot, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Man, I
which is
hope they flex
which is a
that
terrible
game.
slot, which is not America's game of the week, which starts at 4:25. It's a 4:05 game. We got moved to that slot because there were better options for 1 o'clock. So people
And we're
like,
wearing
oh,
white.
What time is the game? Excuse me. What time is the game on Sunday?
4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We prime time now.
No, remember, understand how scheduling works. You have the 1 o'clock games, the prime time games at 1 o'clock. I guess the big games are shown on TV, right? For the most of the audience. The 4-5 games are throw-in games. They're not really showed on TV to the mass. But that's you can put any team there that's not really performing well, like during the season, especially with the flex games. The 4:25 game is the America's game of the week, and then the prime time Sunday night game. So the Bucs got moved to a BS slot because nobody cared for the Panthers and Bucs game. There's no meaning behind that. So the 4-5 game is a relevant game for the most part in this situation. So that's not a primetime game, by the way. So just want to let everybody know that they didn't flex us to no primetime game. So we're not getting that no more.
And we ain't wearing red, man. SMH.
Yeah. You can kiss the primetime games goodbye. No more primetime games this year. So, gentlemen, and the lady that came in there that was here early, but with your girl, I appreciate you guys and gal for joining the locker room. BucosLocker. It's frustrating, folks, but stay the course. Just be patient. 2024, just be patient. Appreciate it, Jonathan. Appreciate it, Smitty. Appreciate it, Grislow. Appreciate it, Trill G Boy. I will see y'all Sunday. Be ready and have your thoughts ready because
the recording has stopped.
We're gonna have some conversations during the game about some other stuff.
Crypto.
Exactly. Had that conversation ready.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. All right.
Peace.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good
Fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag what is this? Hashtag why? Hashtag don't get mad at me. Hashtag reality over optimism. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag must win. Hashtag shake and bake. Hashtag pay Mike. I'll holler. See y'all Sunday.